So that was 3. 8. Then it connects with the second loop here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then instead of connecting, we go from chain to row of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we go back in here. Trying to get it all in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
'Mañana quieres hacer algo?
4, 5. And then chain of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then a little, I don't know what this one's called, like a half stitch or like a 1 stitch. But then it just goes, you grab your end and you pass it through and you bring out the yarn, and then it's like 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you do a chain, a row of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3. Count it. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right. And then we start another one. Okay, sometimes things don't work out. Two, three, four, five. Three. Count it. One, two, three, four, five. Chain of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, or was I 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we go back to the beginning. We've arrived there, and so you do row of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not always going to be perfect, but that's okay. And then you'd start with 1, and then you go to that where where the one here turns into the second. You pass your string through there, and you do 1, 2, 3. Now you have like a little V shape. And so you do 1, 2, 3. Now we're on starting the second row of this one. And so 2, 3. We have 2 outside, and then we start that first in that first stitch again. Okay, that's 1, and so you could go through the top, through the center. That was through the top, through the center, and I don't think there's any more. But so you now you have like a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so you leave these last 2 open, and then you do a chain of 5, 3, 4, 5, and then you tie it back into that chain of 8. And so you do a chain of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one you go. So for this pattern, I did like a whole set of 4 little palitos, and then a chain of 3. And so when I got to the end of that one row, I saw that maybe it would be too much, because then it's supposed to open more, and then it creates like, it looks nice, but that's not how the original pattern went. So I was just experimenting with that one. So for this one, you just go, you pass the needle through through the center of that stitch, and then you like bring it out, and it creates like a little M or a V. And then I lost that thread. So it's now you do another chain of 5, 3, 4, 5, and you stitch it to the chain of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So in like the original pattern design, this was a chain of 10 per side, and I found out that it was very big and it didn't really work to how I wanted it, and so I just cut down the 2, and so you have 8, 1, and 8, which is 9, and I guess that kind of works. But I've been doing them like this, and so it works for me. And if you ever see the pattern, I'll try to find it. I don't know where it is at right now. Oh, right. So on this one, the original pattern like had you like end. It was weird how they said, but I think it like made you end here, and then you like stitch these 2, and then you pull a chain of 3 here, and then you work from that. But I found that kind of weird, so I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I just start with a row of 3, and then it like, that's my starting row. Oh, okay. All right. That's 2. The second one, and then the third one, and then you do 2 on the outside chain, and that's gonna give you 5, and then a chain of 3, and then 2 on the outside chain again, and then you start here. 1, I mean this would be 3, and then 4, and then 5. And so you should be left with two stitches at the end, which you're just gonna skip, and then a chain of 5, 3, 4, 5, tie it back to that chain of 8, like one half stitch or slip, I don't know, I'm not sure what it's called right now. 3, 4, 5, and then pass it through the center, yes, and then, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tie it back in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, 1, 2, put it in through the third one, 1, 3, and then 1, okay, I made a mistake here, so the thread's coming apart, 2, 3, and then 2 at the end, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that should be 5. And so you're left with those 2. And then it's a chain of 5. I think that was a chain of 5. I was working on another pot pattern before this one, I think. I don't know. I put it away. And instead of doing a chain of 5, I did a chain of 3. And you obviously had like 2 more tie backs in on this chain, and then 2 on this chain. So it made the pattern be smaller. It made the holes be smaller, but there was more stitches to work with. And so as this thing grows, it will, like, you'll create like the pattern, but the middle wasn't growing on the other pattern. And so I started to play with it, and then I made a new row, kind of like, this is where I made one of these new ones, and this is kind of where I got that idea of adding one here. But obviously it's for the smaller yarn might not work as it did for that other yarn, and so it kind of changes depending on the type of yarn you use. 2, 3, 5, and then passing it through. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then skipping 2, going through 1, 2. It's very immersive, where you're sort of viewing as a viewer, but there's all these sounds in the background. And that's also kind of what anthropology is about. If you see one of my other videos, it's like about an anthropologist. So I graduated as an anthropology major, and I do archaeology and history on my job. But when I'm not at my job, I'd like to do handicrafts. And I thought I'd make video or record my handicraft sessions for me to watch later, or for other people to watch me do handicrafts. Handicrafts. I got that from what's that show called, The Midwife, where they're like talking to Sister Monica Jones. She's like my favorite character in that series. And then they're all trying to get her to do handicrafts, but she's like a rebel. She's like, no, I don't want to do handicrafts. I want to watch TV. And like TV is like, it's 1960, so television is like this new thing, and she's like so mesmerized by it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost my train of thought there. And so she's just, oops, that's not what I was doing. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we're back to the beginning, almost back to the beginning. Skip these two. On to the third one. Oops, I lost it. Okay. And then you could also like work with different colors. But because my other color is kind of busy, I didn't want to like switch it to the other one, which I kind of have an idea of doing the star in red and then doing the outside things in like this brick terracotta color. But I was working on this one and I didn't want to like cut the string, the yarn in the middle. So I was like, okay, I'll do it in red. See how that comes out. 1, 2, and then it's the end is 1 chain, and then a row of 3, 1, 2, 3, and so you end up with that B. And then for the remainder of the pattern, it's just like going all around the square with starting with 2 on the outside, so 1, 2, and then doing 1, 2, 3, skipping these 2, then a chain of 5, which is going to tie back in here, a chain of 5 that's going to tie back there, a chain of 5 that ties back there, a chain of 5 that ties back here, and then the next chain of 5 is going to tie back to the third one, and then it's 5, 5, or like 3, 2 on the outside, chain of 3, and then chain of 2 on the outside, chain of 3, 3, and then chain of 5, 5, 5, and it's all the way around. I might just come back later and show you so that how it's gonna come out in the end. And then it's gonna be like, this is kind of like your 0 point. So this is 1, this is 2, you're gonna go 3, 4, and then 5, and then the pattern kind of ends at 5 because you're gonna do like blocks of 5, and then you're gonna like sew them together. So I can show you how that looks on another video. Maybe when I finish this block, I can bring out my other blocks and show you how they're gonna look once they're all stitched together. Thank you for watching. Have a nice night. See you around. Bye.